Why must my beloved keep asking that of me? The look I get from those soulful eyes crushes my heart every time the question is asked. Why can it not be understood that I cannot possibly allow that to happen? I want there to be a choice. I didn't have one. This burden the witch gave to me, and I must endure it till the end of time. But my mate does not have to walk the same path as me, does not have to forfeit a soul like I did, does not have to kill as I do to survive. Why can't that be understood? Ooh. My head is spinning. My beloved's blood must be affecting me differently for some reason this time. There. That's better. Ah, Sean. The Lunar is in the garden. Thank you. Yes. You may speak freely, of course. Sean, I understand that you are leery of newcomers into our home, but I feel this is one creature who can help us. Thank you for trusting me. Now, please have some food taken up to my chambers, as I have fed from my beloved and replenishment is needed. Thank you. I see you are enjoying my garden, friend.
Christ. Make a sound when you move, will you?
My apologies. I tend to move on the stealthy side. Fortunate side effect of my immortal condition.
Sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you. Just caught up in my head and didn't hear you coming.
That can be a terrible place to be trapped sometimes. Try doing it for hundreds of years.
Yeah, no thanks. Look, I didn't mean to disturb anything if I have. I just needed some air. Couldn't sleep. And look, you've been very kind to open your home to us, but I think I'm going to be on my way. Things have changed.
No need to rush away. I find myself in this garden often for the same reasons. And I know what troubles you, Ben. It isn't easy being betrayed.
You knew?
It is what I spoke to your lady about. I explained to her that I would not allow you to be lied to, and she must confess her true identity to you before sunrise. I will not aid the regime in their plots against me and my family. And now I guess you fit into that category as well, being a hunted creature yourself. I'm sure you have questions that only I can answer. Allow me to help enlighten you.
She said she was part of this regime. I don't even know what that is. What in the world they would want with me?
The regime is a society that is hundreds of years old. They hunt supernatural creatures such as ourselves. Their goal is to rid the earth of us. The society went dark for a while, but they've been planning a rekindling of power for some time now.
Rid the earth of us? Why?
Because we are monsters in their eyes.
Monsters?
Even though we had no choice in what we are. You were born the way you are. I was cursed. We are paying for someone else's sins, Ben.
Christ. The burden of what I am has been unbearable. That's just in my short life. I can't imagine what it's been like for, you know.
For someone who is cold, calculated, and heartless?
Look, I didn't mean... I didn't know.
No, my hearing is uncanny. And you're right. That is who I was for so very long. I ruled my domain with cruel, cold ferocity. And I still do to some extent. It is easier to be bitter and evil than to let yourself feel anything.
Based on everything that's happened tonight, I'm starting to think you had the right idea.
In some aspects of my life, yes, but finding my beloved has changed me greatly. As I am sure finding your lady changed you.
It isn't like that for me. I don't have what you have, and you know it.
Oh, but you do. She loves you a great deal.
Loves me? How in the hell can you say that to me? You know what she is. She hunted me, for God's sakes. She's a liar, and I'm a damn fool.
She is a woman who will do anything to keep the man she loves alive. She could have turned you over to the regime the moment she located you. She took a great risk walking into my domain, knowing full well that I would be apt to recognize her. You don't walk into a certain chance of death for just anyone, dear.
Look, even if that were true, how could I ever trust her again? Morrigan, she was assigned to destroy me.
Did she destroy you?
Well, she hadn't yet. But who the hell knows if she'd been given more time?
Ben, listen to me. I know that you feel in over your head, but I swear to you, she loves you and would do anything to keep you safe. Do you remember my little trick of putting my thoughts inside your head?
Yeah, you mean the fucking creepy as hell little mind trick? Yeah, I remember.
I can hone in on someone's thoughts when I want, without them knowing. I don't do it for kicks and giggles, mind you, but her heartbeat was different when I walked into the room earlier. So I took the liberty of jumping in, if you will.
And
she was far more concerned with me finding out what you are than me recognizing her. Every thought was about your safety and well-being.
do you mean that?
I swear with all that I am. And if I am not being truthful, may the forces that be smite my beloved down.
And speaking of your beloved...
You have questions about how we came to be together, and that my beloved isn't a normal human.
Ah, perfect. More spooky fucking little mind tricks.
I did not need to read your mind for that. I could see it on your face when you looked at us in the main room. But before I go further, what do you know about the Queen?
Well, I know that she supposedly was a witch or something. And she cursed a race of people from this area. We never knew what type of creature they were. Just that they were different.
The Queen was a witch. You are correct about that. She married a king that ruled over my homeland, and my clan had the honor of protecting that king. And through a long story I won't tell you now, she cursed us into what we are. Creatures who must feed on human blood to survive, as a punishment for letting the king fall. We thought the royal bloodline had died out. It hasn't.
So your beloved has the king's blood in him.
Yes. And with that, we are all being hunted by the regime. My beloved's blood is more powerful than any other that has ever flowed through veins before, and the regime would use that to their advantage in the most despicable of ways, just as they would use yours.
My blood? Look, Morrigan, I don't understand. What would these people possibly want with my blood?
Ben, you have power in your blood because you are a Lunar. If that power can be harnessed, extracted, if you will, weapons could be forged against creatures like us. They could push us into extinction.
Weapons? Christ. I knew there had to be more to what I am than I fully understood, but this. And if that's true, it's just a matter of time before they wipe us out. How do we stop them?
By joining forces.
Joining forces? Look, Morrigan, I think you've got the wrong idea about me. You've got hundreds of years of battle and war under your belt, and I've never gone against anything like this. I don't know what in the world I possibly have to offer you.
I told you this was a game, and together we have the winning combination. I have the history of my clan. I know you have some history from your family. My beloved with the witch's spellbook, and your lady who holds inside information into our enemy's plans. If we can get all of these pieces to fit together, we can hatch out a strategy to take the regime out, ensure our loved ones' safety, our own survival, and maybe find that cure you're so desperately looking for. But I do want to know, why do you want to be cured?
God, I could think of 1,000 reasons. But for one, the pain I feel every full moon it's unbearable. And yet, as awful as it is, I've dealt with it. Hell, I've taken it like a man. But God, I want to have a family someday. And Morrigan, it kills me inside to think if I ever had a son, I'd have to watch him go through this same hell every full moon just like me. I've lived in fear every day of my life. Fear of being found out for what I really am. And a life of fear and being feared for what you really are. It's the loneliest life a man can live.
What if I told you I know how to take the pain away from turning?
That's not possible.
Oh, but it is, Ben. I can't guarantee an actual cure, though I have heard of a possibility. Could you settle for me taking away some of the reasons you want the cure? Those are guarantees I can make at this moment.
No cure? It seems I have no choice then, do I?
There's always a choice. That's one thing I've learned in my long life. And a lesson I'm trying to teach my beloved at the moment.
What do you mean?
My beloved has asked me to share my immortal kiss.
God, the fool.
Would you not die for your lady?
Well, of course. But
my beloved is willing to do the very same thing, but also willing to be reborn into the life of a soulless monster, reborn into what I am, and there's no need for it.
Yeah, I didn't mean to call him a fool. It's just hard for me to understand why someone would run toward the very thing I'm running like hell away from.
Insane. What some will do for those they love, isn't it? You are doing it for a family that might happen someday. My beloved does it to be a part of mine.
I see. So you're saying there's a way I can turn without pain?
It's a process, and it will not be pretty. But yes, there is a way.
Tell me more.
No, it is late, and it can be discussed in the morning. I am certain your lady is beside herself in your quarters. You need to go to her and make things right. That is, if you are willing to try.
God, what do I even say to her?
You tell her the truth. You are angry. You are hurt. But you love her. And we forgive those we love.
God, could you stay out of my head? Please. All right. And Morrigan.
Yes, my friend.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. Something's not right. Do you feel it?
Yeah. All over my body.
Drustin. Ben, your lady is in grave danger. You must get to her now.
Where is she?
My beloved and the generals are tracking them now, but Drustin will kill her. He hasn't fed in weeks.
He won't get the chance. Morrigan, lead the way.
Oh, this is going to be splendid fun.